Good day and welcome to the channel. In this short video, we're going to explain how to connect the water supply for that. That is a fridge. Yeah, pretty exciting, huh? Well, in particular, we're going to show you how to connect it on new housing. So places that already have a stubbed off line behind the fridge. But before we get to that, let's just explain a couple of things. So when you're looking at installing a water line for your fridge, for the Icemaker, or for the water, you'll find that there are really two kinds of connectors. The first connector is a puncture connector, sometimes called a saddle connector. What that does is poke a hole in the line and let the water go through that hole to your water line, which sounds fine. I've done it a few times, it works, but to be blunt, it's mostly illegal. And that's because you're not allowed to poke holes in lines, and probably for good reason. So if you can avoid it, don't do that. Get the other kind, which is a proper valve, push to fit, sometimes called a quick fit or a speedy fit. And that's what we're going to do today. We want to connect that water line right there to that water line stubbed off right there. So let's go over all of the things you need to make this happen. The first thing is a waterline kit. Now you can buy this separately in different components, or you can just buy the kit. This was $20 Canadian, so $15 US, and it comes with a lovely valve with a 1/2 inch one end, and that's a speedy fit, a quick connector, to a 1/4 inch connector, which is what the water line is on my fridge. And this is what most new housing has, is a 1/2 inch line. The next thing is an extension cable here. You can see that this water line, well, it says it's 10 feet, I'm sure it is. And this is a 3-piece. Why is it a 3-piece? Because it also comes with a tool to remove the water line that's been stubbed off in the floor of your kitchen to this unit. If you just try to pull on it, it won't come off, as obviously it should not. Anyway, so this is the first thing. Go grab a kit like this. This one was Aqua Dynamic, but there are lots of kits. The next thing is a couple of tools. In my case, I'm using 12 mil box wrenches. I could use adjustables. I don't need these because I actually have the proper wrenches, but that will work if you need it. And then the last real tool is this, which is a PEX cutter, PEX, which is what most water lines are these days. And the last thing are some towels, because you're going to need to mop up a bit of the water that comes out when we cut the stub end off. Oh yeah, and one more thing. It's not necessary, but it's a really good idea. PTFE tape, better known as plumber tape. It's just a little white, super thin tape that you put on threads. And there's a place you put it on and a place you don't put it on, and we'll explain that. Now, before you get all excited and think, well, just cut the PEX end off with this cutter and jam the valve on and then do the connection, yeah, you're going to have a heck of a mess if you don't turn the water off first. So let's go do that. Now I know that my water lines go up here, and to my fridge, the water line is one of those, but I don't know which one. But it doesn't really make any difference because there's no valves on them. I can't turn it off anyway. So it means I have to follow the line back. In the end, everything comes off the main line. So I'm just going to turn off the main water source here. There, the water is now off for my house. Now let's just go to our tap, make sure the water's off by opening it up, and it should run out, and it is. And that also takes the pressure off the system. By the way, this is all completely unsponsored, so if you found it useful, big thumbs up would be super appreciated. So, the only other tool I forgot to mention was you need a marker or a pencil or a pen or something, because we need to mark the line for how far this valve needs to be pushed down. And if you're just guessing, you're probably not going to get it right, and that would be bad. These valves come with a pipe stiffener, and all it is a little plastic insert that goes inside the line so that it doesn't collapse from the pressure of this valve. You want this to maintain its perfect roundness so that the seal is maintained. Otherwise you'll have a leak, and well, leaks are bad, I think. We can all agree. Okay, let's get to it. So you can see I've put a cloth around this because it's going to leak. Oh, just one note. Some of these are capped off with caps that can be unscrewed. This one isn't. This is a permanent cap, so the only way to get it off is to cut it off. And there's that water coming out. Take your stiffener, mark your line, put the stiffener in. By the way, you better make sure that that's a straight cut. That's a big deal. You want to make sure that that is nice and flush. And now we just jam this on. Hold the line. You do not want to put pressure on the line. You want, there we go. There, okay. And you'll feel it. Now I'm just gonna close that valve. Now if you screw it up, you take your remover, slide it on, and push this up, and the pipe will disconnect. Unscrew this end. So you might think, hey, I'm just good to go. I'm just gonna jam this on and be done. But you really should use some plumber's tape on the threads. Now you'll notice we didn't use this plumber's tape on the speed fit. Why is that? Because this will actually jam it up and you won't get a tight seal. But on threads, it's a good idea. And make sure you put it on the way that the threads go. If you don't do that, it'll get jammed up. And that's not fun. Put it on hand tight. Then take your wrench and you want to turn it about another full turn. So that thing is on tight. There we go. Take the other end and connect it to your fridge. And then take your wrenches and tighten this at least another half a turn. More likely a full turn. Before you turn the water back on, get a new towel and dry everything, because you need to know if there's a leak once the water pressure is restored. So I just turn it back on. You can tell it's on because it's in line. All right, now let's take a look. Feel no moisture. Good. If you feel any moisture at all, you're in hell and you need to turn the water off and redo this connection. Now let's turn this on. Now, when you're turning on any valve, do it slowly. Don't just crank it on. There we go. I could feel it charging the line. And now we need to check the fridge connection. Check that for any water. Listen for noises. Nope, nothing. Looks good. Now, because water can be very expensive if you get a leak, it can do a lot of damage, I'm going to leave this out for another day. I'll come back and inspect the connections and make sure that there's no moisture at all. Now, you want to test the line by getting water out of it. Now, you can see water is pouring out of this one right away, but I can tell you it took about 2 minutes for it to fill up the system, including the filter. So if the water doesn't come out right away, there's a number of things you want to do. The first thing is to check the line, make sure there's no obstructions and that it is still powered on. You also want to make sure that the filter's installed properly and that there's not a dispenser lock or something silly like that. So if you see a watermark with a line through it or something, yeah, that's an indication that there's a setting you need to change. But in my case, in this awesome Hisense fridge, I simply needed to wait another minute or two for the water to come through. By the way, if you like this fridge, we'll have a link in the top right-hand corner for a full review on it. It is the Hisense 225 CF CSEI, and it's awesome. Hey, so if you found this video useful, big thumbs up, it'd be super appreciated. Subscribe's also appreciated. If you have any questions or concerns, you can get a hold of us directly at www.urtech, that's www.urtech.ca, or you can leave a question or comment below, and if we don't get back to you, somebody else will, because on YouTube, everybody's got an opinion. Thanks, and have a great day. Bye-bye.